on WFMS, we have just a few reminders as we end our week.
D&D and Yoke Club members, we have a reminder for you today.
We have a reminder for our 6th grade book club members.
Fellow of Christian Athletes and Teens for Christ will be meeting next week.
We have a couple of sports updates for you today.
The Game Board and Chess Club will meet next week.
Do you have plans this weekend? Stay tuned for a weekend weather update to help you make your plans.
The WFMS Admirals Announcement Network starts now. All aboard, Admirals. Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admirals Announcement Network. I'm Vivian.
And I'm Heidi. Welcome to your home for news, announcements,
and more
on WFMS.
Now for today's news and announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Monday morning, we will have bus evacuation drills. So this video is a must-watch for all students at Farragut Middle School who have or will ride a bus. Please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Kate.
We'd like to talk to you about school bus safety. We know what you're thinking. You're thinking this is gonna be boring.
I already know everything I need to know.
And I have more important things to talk about.
In some ways, we agree with you. This isn't exactly exciting stuff, and you've probably been through it all before. And you already have so many rules to follow, right? So why do you need more rules? Well, this is important for one simple reason. It could save your life. So please, just give us a few minutes of your time and we'll go over some of the dangers of riding the school bus and ways you can avoid them.
Let's start with the most important concept, your outlook and attitude. You see, we take a lot of things for granted.
We get comfortable with things that we're familiar with.
That's right. For example, we feel comfortable around the school bus because we've been riding it for so long.
But every once in a while, it's good to remember that school buses are big, heavy pieces of equipment that can hurt or even kill you.
That's so true, Kate. Now, as you probably already know, school buses are the safest way to get to school. But still, an average of 12 students are killed every year getting on or off the school bus. 7 are killed by the actual bus, and another 5 are killed by passing drivers who ignore the law and pass the bus when it's stopped.
But those are just numbers. The fact is, these were real people who had real friends and real families. They had a bright future ahead of them, and now they're gone. They're gone forever. So let's talk about 5 important subjects that'll keep you from getting hurt or killed by the bus. Danger zones, being on time, passing cars, drawstrings, and riding the bus.
First of all, danger zones are the areas around the bus where the driver can't see you. If you get into one of these blind spots and the driver starts to move the bus, you could get run over. The worst blind spot is right in front of the bus. The driver can't see you there. And the closer you are to the front of the bus, the worse the blind spot is. That's why it's important to stay far enough out in front of the bus for the driver to see you. Students have dropped things here, right in front of the bus. And when they went to pick them up, the driver took off and ran them over. If you drop something anywhere near the bus, just tell the driver. Don't even try to pick it up. It's not worth it. Think about it. If the driver is busy helping you, they can't run over you at the same time. This is very important. Never, ever reach under the bus or try to pick up anything close to the bus. Ever. You want to know how easy it is to make sure the driver can see you? Just make sure you can see them. If you can see them, they can see you. These days, most buses are equipped with a crossing gate on the front of the bus. It swings out when the bus is stopped to keep you out of the danger zones. Don't try to step over it or go around it, or you'll be in a danger zone and you could get hit.
We started with danger zones because they pose the greatest risk. But danger zones are all around the bus, in the front, down the side, and behind the bus. Like we said, danger zones are anywhere the bus driver cannot see you. Now let's talk about our second topic. Always be on time.
This one's confusing. How does being on time relate to bus safety?
Well, Mike, if you're on time, you won't be tempted to run after the bus and risk falling under it. You should always get to your stop on time and wait with the others at least 5 big steps away from the road. Don't be pushing or shoving while you're in line, or someone could fall under the path of the bus. And remember to wait for the bus to pull up and stop before you start to board. Now, if you're late and the bus takes off, don't go running after it, beating on the side. Students have actually slipped and fallen under the rear wheels and were crushed. That would be horrible. So instead, turn around and go back home and find another way to get to school. In fact, running after the bus is so dangerous that bus drivers are instructed to send you home and will not let you ride anyway. They want you to understand how dangerous it is to run after the bus. Many students have died this way.
That's really sad. And you know, those danger zones are just as dangerous at the end of the day as they are in the morning. At the end of the day, when you get to your stop, gather your things and get off the bus. Never get off at the wrong stop. Take 10 big steps away from the bus and the road, and be sure the driver can see you. That way, you'll be clear of the danger zones when the bus pulls away. And never walk down the side of the bus. Always walk at least 10 steps away from it. That brings us to our third topic, cars that illegally pass the bus.
You'd think they'd stop like they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't.
That's how accidents happen and people get killed. If you're crossing the street at your bus stop and a car comes flying by, chances are they might not see you. If they're coming up from behind the bus will be blocking their view of you.
And if you ever hear the bus honk its horn while you're crossing, you should freeze and look at the driver for direction. If a car honks its horn, then you should quickly go back to the safe place where you came from.
You have to look both ways before you cross the street. Even though the driver will signal when it's time to cross, you should still look both ways before you cross the street.
That's one of the first things we learn when we're little, look both ways.
That's right. And the rule hasn't changed. Stay in the driver's sight. Make eye contact with your bus driver, who can use the mirrors to see if anyone's trying to pass the bus. Make sure you're a good 10 steps in front of the bus if you have to cross the street. When your driver gives you the OK signal, walk forward and stop at the edge of the bumper. Then look left, right, and left again before you cross. Remember, if you're too close to the front of the bus, the driver can't see you.
Oh, by the way, never cross the street behind the bus.
You have to be aware of what's going on around you, or you can get hurt. Now, I know we all listen to music sometimes.
And we text all day long.
No surprise there. But when you're getting on and off the bus, you have to look around, especially when you're crossing the street. So, take a second, look up and around before you step out.
Here's a safety subject that'll surprise you. Drawstrings.
Drawstrings?
Yep, drawstrings. They catch on the bus door and handrails, and you can get dragged when the bus pulls away. Sometimes the driver doesn't even know you're being dragged. 2 kids were dragged to death just last year, one in New York and one in Florida. And they weren't little kids either. They were both in junior high.
Now, I know it sounds cold when we cite statistics, but these were real people, and they died. In the one case, the girl's mom was standing right there when it happened.
That's terrible, but it's so easy to fix. If you have any clothes or a backpack with drawstrings, just cut them off. No one uses them anyways.
Our last topic is safety inside the bus. When you first get on, sit down and put your backpack under the seat in front of you.
And stay in your seat. Don't get up and walk around. If you're up when the bus suddenly stops, and it does all the time, you can fall and get hurt.
And don't distract the driver. They have to concentrate on their driving. Keep your voice down and don't throw things. Never stick your hands or head out the window. I know sometimes somebody's messing with you, but seriously, you can break an arm or worse can happen if the bus drives near a tree or a street sign. It happens fast.
If there's an emergency, the driver will tell you if you have to get off the bus. Do it quickly and orderly. Gather a safe distance away with the other students.
That was a lot of good information, so let's go over it one more time. Stay out of danger zones. Never pick up anything near to or under the bus. Get the driver's help. Never go around, under, or near the crossing gate. Be at the bus stop on time. Don't run after the bus or bang on the side. Never cross the street behind the bus. If you have to cross the street, wait for the driver's signal. Get rid of your drawstrings. Be responsible inside the bus. Never put your arms or head outside the window.
Thanks for listening to us. Remember, the bus is familiar, but don't take it for granted. It's still a big, heavy piece of equipment that can kill you. Please be careful and take good care of yourself.
In the event of an emergency, there may be occasions when you have to evacuate the bus. This could be because of a crash, a fire, or because the vehicle is in a dangerous place. Only evacuate the bus when instructed to do so by the driver or an adult monitor. In most instances, you are safer staying on the bus, being protected by the bus. The first rule is staying calm. Do not panic or rush. Quiet down so you can listen to the instructions. You may evacuate the bus by the front door, the rear door, and possibly both. The driver will tell you which direction to go. Do not take any belongings with you. Leave book bags where they are and put down anything else in your hands. You may need your hands free to safely exit. The students closest to the exit door will exit first. Again, no pushing, shoving, or rushing. Leave in a quick, orderly fashion. Once you exit the bus, move to a safe place at least 50 feet from the bus. The driver will instruct you where to safely assemble. When you do assemble away from the bus, do so in an orderly, controlled manner. Chances are lots will be happening, and it helps if there's no running, pushing, or horsing around. If you have to exit by the rear of the bus, you should be aware that the drop to the ground exceeds 3 feet. The students closest to the rear should climb down and then wait to help the other students climb down more quickly. If taller students are available, these should take over helping the other students down. If you are unable to exit the bus on your own due to an injury or special need, tell the driver and they will help you exit the bus. Once you have assembled in a safe place, stay there until you are instructed to leave by the driver, a teacher, or other responsible adult who is known to you. To review, stay calm, follow instructions, keep quiet, leave all belongings behind. Students closest to the door exit first and leave in an orderly fashion. Remember to assemble in a safe place at least 50 feet away from the bus. Don't wander off, but stay together and await instructions.
Now for our club reminders. We want to remind you that FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, will meet every Tuesday from 7:50 to 8:20 in the Studio Theater. TFC, Teens for Christ, will meet every Wednesday from 7:50 to 8:20 in the Studio Theater. There will be games, activities, donuts, and a weekly Bible study.
All 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students are invited to join us, and we hope to see you there. If you have any questions, see our school counselor, Miss Wright, or Miss Underwood, or Miss Brewer.
Do you enjoy a good board game? The Board Games Chess Club will be meeting next Tuesday in Mrs. Link's room 212 in Navy Pod from 3:45 to 4:30. Please make sure your ride home is promptly here at 4:30. See you then!
If you attended the Yoke Club, please remember we will have our next Yoke meeting this Tuesday. Remember that the Yoke Club meeting will be at 7 p.m. in the school cafeteria, and the theme will be Super Bowl night. Please make your parents aware.
D&D members, listen up. We want to remind you that you will have your next meeting Tuesday the 6th. We will be meeting from 3:45 to 4:45. Please make sure your parents are aware.
6th grade book club members, listen up. Please remember that the January meeting was rescheduled. Instead, we will watch the Tuck Everlasting movie at the February 13th meeting and move the Bridge to Terabithia book selection to March. Reminder, the pickup time on February 13th will be 5:15 rather than the usual 4:30. Hope to see you there.
4-H Club members, listen up. You will be having your next meeting on February 6th, and we will meet in the FMS art room from 3:45 to 4:45. Please make sure your parents are aware. That's it for announcements. Now for our weekend weather update.
See the sun in the sky, let's have a good time. Life is going on, this is a brand new day. Dance and feel fine.
Hi, I'm Gracie.
And I'm PT.
Now for our weekend weather update.
Dry conditions are on tap for Thursday and the next several days. We can expect some breaks of sun on Friday with slightly warmer temperatures in the upper 50s by the afternoon. Highs stay in the upper 50s Saturday with plenty of sunshine. Saturday will be a better day this weekend for outdoor plans, although Sunday isn't too bad either.
Clouds increase Sunday as we closely monitor a low pressure system to our south. A shower or two is possible Sunday afternoon, mainly for the Southern Valley, with a 30% chance for light showers Sunday night. There's a level 1 out of 4 flood risk further to our south, Sunday closer to where the low will be located.
Monday's rain chance is centered early in the day and looks minimal with just a few light showers. Clouds start to thin out late Monday afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. Lows fall back into the mid-30s Tuesday morning, with more sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday morning is chilly again in the upper 20s with highs in the mid-50s.
That's it for weather. It looks like you'll definitely need your light and heavy jackets this weekend and into next week, but we should be able to enjoy some sunshine at least. Now for a quick sports update.
Hi, I'm Heidi.
And I'm Olivia.
Now for our sports brief.
Those who tried out for track and field this year, remember to check the QR code after Sunday at 2 p.m. to see if you made this year's team. If so, change and report outside Blue Pod or Red Pods for first day of practice on Tuesday, February 6th.
Attention 6th, 7th, and 8th grade boys. Middle school soccer tryouts will be held on Monday, February 5th through the 8th from 4 to 5:30. Tryouts will be held either at the FHS field or at Mayor Bob Leonard Park on Walt Road. Practices will start on March 1st. That's it for sports. Now back to the news desk for our morning corny and our closing. Now for morning corny as we close the broadcast today. Hey Vivian, what do you get from a dwarf cow?
I don't know, what?
Condensed milk.
That's a good one. Why did the invisible man turn down the job offer?
I don't know why.
Because he couldn't see himself doing it.
That's a good one. Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admiral's News Network.
We hope you have a great weekend.
Make good choices.
Be kind.
Stay safe.
And we will see you on Monday.